Good morning. I am Samantha Maranan and this is my proposal. I propose Midrise residential condominium. And these are my architectural design boards. The site analysis, where you can see the site location, vicinity map, site massing, and project development control. The landmarks, where you can see the different landmarks measured inside 5-kilometer radius from the site. Design development, where you can see the problem, the project, and different design translation. And also the form of concept, material concept, and different building space program. Let us proceed to the chapter 1. The project is about the problems of highly urbanized city is uncontrollable population. It is caused by migrating households from rural areas and small towns. This project will prevent people to live in unwanted places like dangerous areas, landslide-prone areas, or worse, they will become informal settlers. The project problem is the deficiency in housing facilities is caused mainly by the influx of migrants, displaced family affected by the government projects, and the intermittent increase in birth rate. There are 394 households living along landslide-prone areas caused by rain-induced located at Caloocan South, Barangay 12, Dagat-Dagatan, and 500 households living inside Tala Cemetery located at Caloocan North, Barangay 176, Bagong Silang, Caloocan City. This is one of the affected areas. The landslide-prone area caused by rain-induced located at Caloocan South, Barangay 12, Dagat-Dagatan. The existing condition of along Salay-Salay Street and along Capac Street. And the other one affected area and existing condition is the Tala Cemetery located at Caloocan North, Barangay 176, Bagong Silang. The project objectives is to provide decent and affordable shelter that has adequate facilities towards the formation of a livable and socially responsible residential community, and also to relocate households from cemetery and landslide-prone area. The client is the local government of Caloocan City. The national government issued a mandate to every LGU for the provision of housing services in their respective territorial jurisdiction. And now, let's proceed to the chapter 2. The chapter 2 is about the site selection process that will include the study of climate and soil type. And this is the 5-year flood hazard map. As you can see, the result of 5-year flood hazard map is low in our project site. Severe flood problems in the city are mostly due to river overflow, excessive rainfalls, and inadequate channel capacity. In some areas within higher elevation, accidents from flooding hazard, such as flash floods, are caused by erosion and landslides. These floods problem gave rise to loss of properties and some lives as well. And this is the landslide hazard map of the site. From the study conducted by Metro Manila Earthquake Impact Reduction Study, GMMA, RAP, and MGB, 2 barangays in South Caloocan City are high susceptible to rain-induced landslide. including our Barangay 12 Dagat-Dagatan. And the other one is Barangay 8. And also including the site selection process is the study for solid waste management, telecommunication, power services, water services, and public transportation services. And for the macro site analysis, we have here the National Capital Region map and the City of Caloocan North map. And our barangay site, Barangay 177, and the site that has populated by the 2015 census was 79,624. For the Chapter 3, we have here the design standards. Guidelines for residential condominium projects. Living units in general, all buildings design standards for the single-family dwelling shall apply to all living units of multi-family dwellings, except that the minimum floor area of a living unit in multi-family dwelling shall be 22 square meters for economic housing and 18 square meters for socialized housing. And for BP 220 condominium projects, the minimum floor area shall be 18 square meters. For the building systems, we will use the conventional construction. It is a method of ordinary or standard construction. While fabricated construction is quicker, doesn't always produce the same dependability as conventional construction. It involves the setting up of prefabricated building components at the construction site following the initial installation of a wood or a plywood formwork, reinforcement steel, and cast. And for my case study, the lack of affordability is a persistent problem in socialized housing programs in the Philippines. Without access to affordable housing, the poor are forced to create homes in unsafe spaces and in slums. These case studies were conducted to identify the affordable housing opportunities, apply sustainable features and practices, and increase access to the public transportation and comfortable living in the city. The number one example is the Camarin Housing Project. It is also located at Barangay Camarin, Caloocan City. It is completed in 2014. The developer is the National Housing Authority. There are 10 buildings, 18 units per floor, 90 units per building, and the lot size is 31,000 square meter. The objective of this medium-rise housing is to provide relocation for families living in hazardous and flood-prone settlements. The master plan consists of a series of 5 stories structured geometrically aligned to maximize the lot without disregarding open spaces. This project is set to become a new social housing neighborhood in Caloocan. And now the Chapter 4. The site planning and site programming. We have here the landmarks within 5-kilometer radius. It includes hospital, commercial, city government offices, churches, schools including elementary, high school, colleges, parks and resorts, terminal, banks, and also factories. And for the building space program, we have here the bubble diagram showing the accessibility of each spaces. This is the bubble diagram of a whole lot. The bubble diagram of admin space, and most importantly, the residential space. And and also the matrix diagram, and also we will consider the percentage of PSO, ISA, USA for the project development control. For initial design translation, we have here the design concept. My design concept is a sawtooth. Sawtooth design was developed to help provide good lighting in interior spaces in the days to lessen the use of electricity. The design aimed to harness daylighting particular to building strategies and techniques which maximize the positive effect, the light and warmth, which results from allowing sunlight into a building while reducing problems like glare and for the design consideration, we will consider the functionality, circulation, character, planning, accessibility, form, and orientation. And my design philosophy is from Le Corbusier. A house is a machine for living in. And for architectural character, the sawtooth wave, it is named based on its resemblance to the teeth of a plain-toothed saw with a zero rake angle. And for the site massing, it is based on the percentage of ISA and USA, and for the required setbacks, and also the PSO is the total space for the structure. And last is the material concept, the reinforced concrete in which steel is embedded in such a manner that the two materials act together in resisting forces. The reinforcing steel rods, bars, or mesh absorbs the tensile, shear, and sometimes the compressive stress in a concrete structure. And that is the end of my presentation. Thank you so much and keep safe, everyone.